Counterfeit goods, also known as pirating goods, also known as knockoff goods, has become a major crime. As a matter of fact, the government estimates that the loss accounts for literally $600 billion a year, and that 5 to 7% of the goods sold, of certain types of goods, are counterfeit goods. Now, oftentimes we think of this as a victimless crime because in most cases the purchaser knows that the goods they're buying are knockoff goods. They know that when they're buying a Rolex watch for $100 or a Gucci bag for $50 that they're not buying the real product, and they don't really care. And so where's the harm? Well, the harm is that the legitimate holder of that mark, their whole business livelihood depends on their being able to maintain that brand. And to the extent that these knockoff goods are being sold, thousands of jobs are being lost and companies are losing millions, if not billions of dollars. Now, counterfeit goods is somewhat unusual in that it's prosecuted at both the state and federal level. There is a federal law that most people are familiar with dealing with trademark infringement and copyright infringement, and you think of this often as a federal crime, but as a practical matter, most of these cases seem to be prosecuted in the state system. And it's also a state crime in the state of Texas to sell knockoff goods or goods bearing a mark similar to that of the real company. And I think everybody in Houston knows that you can go down Harwin Street and you can see all of these knockoff goods, or you can go to some of these fairs that are held on the side of the road and you can see all these knockoff goods, be it Gucci bags, Nike shoes, or any other expensive name brand item. And most people don't even think of it as a crime. They just think that's the way it goes, that there's really nothing wrong with knockoff goods. But unfortunately, the state and federal agents don't feel the same way about it. Oftentimes they're being prompted by large budgets from the major companies like Rolex and Gucci and Nike that have a big interest in seeing that these crimes are enforced. And people are prosecuted oftentimes on Harwin and other locations like that and are actually facing a felony charge and possible imprisonment for conducting an activity that most people think everyone just kind of knowingly winks and looks the other way. It's also become a major hotbed of activity in the pharmaceutical area. And as a matter of fact, a lot of drugs find themselves into mainstream supply chains that aren't made by the manufacturer. For example, I was involved in a case where a pharmacy was buying what they believed to be Viagra from Pfizer, and it was actually coming from a distributor who was getting it out of China, and it was knockoff Viagra. Now, the problem with this is that nobody knows under what conditions it was made, what adulterants it contains, whether or not it contains rat poison, for example. So none of the safeguards that protect you from pharmaceuticals in the United States are available when things like this happen. If you find yourself being the target or being questioned about being engaged in knockoff goods, counterfeit goods, pirating goods, be it pharmaceuticals, be it music, be it movies, be it designer goods, you should not speak with an investigator. You should tell the investigator that you would like to speak with an attorney, and then you should retain the services of an attorney that's skilled at handling cases involving counterfeit goods.